this may be one of the last times that we camp out in Sedona, especially with these new rules. Definitely probably haunted. Glad you guys have parking today.
Oh yeah.
Sweet.
Not quite open.
Oh, nice. Still a little bit too cold?
Yeah.
Lucky for us then.
Have a good day.
Thank you, you too. What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode. This week we're doing some truck camping out in Sedona, Arizona. The rest of the week we are actually going to be hanging out around the area for the next few days. We're going to be in Sedona for 2 days and then spending the night in Jerome in a haunted house. So it'll be a good time. Stay tuned, guys. So we just got here to Slide Rock State Park. To enter the park, it's about $20 per vehicle for up to 4 people in your vehicle. For every additional person, it's an extra $5. But right now, it's not the busy season, luckily. It's still a little bit cold out, so Slide Rock is super popular for the summertime whenever it's hot, so, because there's actually a natural slide throughout the rocks, so you can use that and go swimming and all that. But today we're not going to do any swimming. We're just going to walk around and check it out. We actually don't have the dog today, and Slide Rock does not allow pets. And so we figured might as well take the opportunity while we don't have the canine to go do some exploring and check out some new areas around Sedona that we have not been able to before. Correction on the animal thing, you just can't bring your pets into the swimming area. So parking out here in the summertime does get a little bit rough. So if you guys are visiting in the heat of the summer, definitely come early or come later in the day after the morning crowd has passed through. They got a little market in the park for sandwiches and stuff. It's a cool little area for a picnic for the day. They grow apples here. That's wild. It's about 65-ish degrees right now, and it's a little bit cold for us desert folk to be swimming. Should have worn my Crocs. Ooh, it's chilly. This. Wow, this is wild. Apple picking shed. All right, guys, well, that was Slide Rock. Pretty cool little area. Definitely a fun potential picnic area in the future when it's a little bit warmer. Great place to cool off. So now what we're gonna do is we're leaving this area and we're gonna start making our way into Sedona and go check out one of their breweries. Let's go. There was no availability at our first camp area that we had in mind, so we're trying out another one. Sedona changed the rules for dispersed camping, so there's only a limited amount of designated spots that you can hit. So we're trying out the second option on this road. All right, good enough. Wow, guys, it was a struggle to find a camp spot. So Sedona has pretty much updated all of their dispersed camping and designated very specific areas where you can disperse camp. So there's about 5 different options west of Sedona, and the first 4 were completely packed. Luckily, we found like a little spot at one of the dispersed sites called the Greasy Spoon. So we are literally on the side of the road though. Do have some neighbors nearby, but at least we do have some of our own little privacy here, which is cool. Just got ourselves leveled. This may be one of the last times that we camp out in Sedona, especially with these new rules. But if you guys are interested about all of this Sedona camping stuff, I'll leave a link to it down below where they give you a map and essentially the coordinates of where these designated spots are. We're glad we found this spot though, because at least we have a pretty cool view right there. And we got kind of our own little space. Got the tent up, clearing out the bed. I'm gonna rearrange a little bit since it's just me and Carly. Carly's got her checkup. We got the pickle up. Let's do some rearranging in here. HD vision. Oh yeah. Like remember that one spot we had where like there was like one other dude in the area? We like showered.
Yeah.
Naked. Outside. Well, even though we're surrounded by a ton of people, at least we have an awesome view. Having a little picnic up on the second floor with some awesome views. We're using the back of the former floor since it's hard. It's a good place to set your drink. Cheers, babe.
Cheers.
Alright guys, so tonight we're actually making Filipino adobo. I have got the chicken marinating here and some soy sauce and white vinegar, and I'm just grabbing some of the additional ingredients here and a couple other things that we're having. We got some chocolate cake for later. So the chicken's been marinating for probably close to a day. Alright guys, so tonight we're making some Filipino adobo. So, we got the chicken marinating. I just need to cut up an onion real quick and then we can start getting the chicken cooked on the pot here. Technical difficulties, y'all. Oh my gosh. Get in there. All right. Definitely need some spices, tongs, cutting board, kniff, and some oil. Just gathering the rest of the ingredients. We got some Uncle Ben's jasmine rice and some garlic and peppercorns and some sugar. Green onions for the garnish. Do this in a batch. Cooking up this chicken first, taking them off, sauteing some onions in that same broth, and then throwing all the chicken back in, and then letting it simmer for about 30 minutes or so. We got the chicken off. We seared them on both sides for about 1 to 2 minutes, and now we're sauteing some garlic and some onions. So we're adding the rest of the marinade and the peppercorns, sugar, and water, and then we're just gonna let that boil, and then while that's simmering, we're gonna make the rice. So this has been simmering for about 15 minutes. We're going to flip them over. This smells so good. I am in amazement right now. It's a little bit too sweet. So the adobo is okay. I would give it like a, I don't know, maybe like a 6 out of 10 because I've had good adobo in my life. This is the first time I've ever made adobo at camp, and it's at camp of all things. So I followed like a recipe, which I know I probably should have just like reached out to the great ancestors to find the correct adobo recipe, but it's just a little bit sweeter than I like. Overall, it's still really good. I mean, I dig it. So even though this doesn't taste very traditional, it is still so good. Just a little bit sweeter. This is like some white people adobo. But it's good. Like I enjoy it. You like it, babe? Okay. Our dessert for the night. We got some cookies and cream cake. We do get some condensation in here, especially with how cold it got last night, and we had everything closed up, so we're just gonna let it air out up there. Let's go make some coffee. Cannot have any better weather than right now in Sedona. I feel like the last couple times we've been out here, it's either been really, really hot or pretty chilly. But right now is like the perfect medium. Sun's out, but you're not sweating. It keeps you warm enough. But I'll show you guys around our campsite here in a second. This is the 4th or 5th site that we looked at within the designated camping areas west of Sedona. And we are on 525 that turns into Loy Butte Road. If you guys are familiar with Sedona, 525 is pretty popular. That's where we usually camp. But since all of these regulations are in place now, there's significantly less camping options in Sedona, so which is really unfortunate. Most likely the reason why, people trash in the area, if I had to guess. And designating these campgrounds makes it a lot easier for park rangers or whoever's patrolling these areas to be able to just check up on people and making sure people aren't here for weeks and weeks at a time, because there is a 14-day limit of camping out here like most public spaces. But it is what it is. This may be one of the last few times we camp this close to Sedona, because the reason why the 525 is so popular is because we are literally 10 minutes away from town. So it's super convenient to Sedona, really convenient to all of the hiking trails around the area. So yeah, it's unfortunate, but we may have to branch out a little bit farther, maybe around Oak Creek area, so that we can get away from these designated camping areas, because every single area we went to, completely packed. Luckily, we found this spot out here with a really awesome view, but we are right next to the road, so we do get a lot of dust and people passing by. It's not bad for what we ended up finding late at night on a Friday night, and at least we have our own little spot and we're not facing people, which is nice. For those of you trying to camp out here, definitely come early. And what we've been seeing a lot of people do is they come to the dispersed camping areas first, set up like a tent or something just to reserve the spot, and then you can go around and check out some hikes or whatever you're doing around Sedona, and then that way you have a spot to come back to. So base camp in an area, if you can, find your spots early as possible and reserve them for yourself. Person over there, they just have their little leveling blocks out to reserve their spot for when they come back later. There is nothing more refreshing than washing your face in the morning. So I totally forgot our 5-gallon spout. That's cool. Totally forgot the 5-gallon spout for this, so we are washing dishes by hand with our 1 gallon that we carry everywhere.
I guess it will be a couple days before we're home.
So the adobo was good last night. It's just we definitely put too much sugar on it. I pre-measured some sugar, but I put a little bit extra and I wasn't paying attention last night. I put all of it in there, so that was totally my bad. Worst Filipino ever. This is only my first time making adobo from scratch, which is very sad to say. So these Sea to Summit giant blow-up pillows have been awesome as our secondary pillow up here, along with these two. So we put this one at the bottom, and then we have these ones on top, and they've been doing really well. So everything fits up here, and we can close the tent down with it all in here. So highly recommend these Sea to Summits. This is like the large deluxe version. I'll leave a link to it down below if you guys are interested, but this has been a great addition up here to keep all of our gear in one spot. Where I usually keep these is right over here. So to close the tent, this is how I usually set it up. So you want to keep all your bulky items straight in the middle. That way you can close the GFC much easier. We are getting ready to leave camp, and I was looking for a hiking trail. We were gonna go check out the Pulaski Heritage Site, but unfortunately you need a reservation to check it out. But it's only like less than a mile and it only takes 30 minutes, but you need to make a reservation or get a guided tour. So the hike we're going to do is inside of Red Rock State Park, Baldwin Trail 191. So this is 2.5 mile loop, easy trail, and it's going to take us about an hour-ish to do. So we're going to go make our way that way here in a little bit. We just got done doing dishes and we're just kind of cleaning things up around camp. But this is our agenda for the afternoon. About to leave here in a few minutes, but I wanted to kind of walk you guys around the Greasy Spoon campsite area. So this is where that van was yesterday. Look at that. So this is definitely what you got to do to get a good spot out here. A couple spots around here, and this is pretty much it. So you can see a lot of people are keeping tabs on their spots. Currently we do have one opening right here. Oh, never mind. Got an ambulance over there. But that's about it. So they've really rocked off a lot of this area. So there's a perimeter that they've created so you can't go any further than these designated areas in here. Definitely get here early, save your spots. Truly, this is probably one of the most scenic camp spots we've ever had in Sedona. Just like look at these views out here. Just a awesome little spot. All right, let's go to Red Rocks. We made it into Red Rocks State Park. It is $7 per person and absolutely no pets allowed, so just FYI. And they are a walking and hiking park, so that's all. So you have to stick to all the trails here. We've started some of the trails out here. There are a ton, and there's no signals, so make sure you grab a map. We're just wandering, going down this trail and going across the river. Carly's doing some birding. She actually has an app that will analyze a bird's chirp and tell us who it is. So we found a, what is it called? Lucy's warbler. It's cool. Sometimes like when we play the sounds back, they'll chirp back at us. Oh, was that you? Oh, that was so cool. That sounded exactly like that. Perfect place to go birding. So we're currently on the Apache Fire Trail right now. If you're looking to do some hiking in Sedona but end up having issues finding parking at Sedona's tiny trailheads and parking lots, Red Rock State Park is a great place to go. Ample parking and a ton of hiking trails. The only downside is that they do not allow dogs at all. They will turn you around at the entrance if they see you have a dog with you, even in your car. The views out there were some of the best views we've seen on previous hikes in Sedona, so we highly recommend that state park. Oh, it's talking back.
Someone just speaking French.
Cathedral Rock. So after hiking Red Rock State Park, we awarded ourselves with a celebratory beer and pizza over at Vino di Sedona and met up with some of our friends, Dottie and Angela. For the rest of the day, we hung out around town and got dinner at the Golden Goose, one of our go-to restaurants in Sedona. We had their prime rib, which was so good, highly recommend. All right, guys, made it to Jerome. About a 25-minute drive from Sedona, Jerome is a small mountain town with a population of a little over 400 residents. So we're staying in this house in Jerome. Definitely haunted. These candles are so awesome. Look at that. I think these ones are cool though, look at that. That's wild. Jerome is a great little mountainside town with a ton of wineries in the area, all within walking distance. Home for the night. So our last night out in Jerome, we rented out an Airbnb that is definitely probably haunted. Originally built in the late 1800s, there was a mudslide that wrecked the home, and 50 years later it was restored to its original structure, which is what we are now sleeping in tonight. Got a really awesome porch area up here. Look at this fridge.
Who's that? Hey.
Yo. Oh wow, that's not creepy at all. Oh, that's nice. So a little living room over here. And then here's our room. So I guess these are all of the people's kids. All right, these are like these antennas where it'll feel your energy. Think about uncrossing them. Oh.
Okay, we're crossing.
All right, cross them now. What? That's wild.
I'm not. That is so creepy.
All right, now I'm gonna think about crossing them. We hung out in the haunted house for a few hours and then walked into town. From the house, downtown Jerome is just a few stairs down, less than a 10-minute walk, so we walked around town, played some pool, grabbed dinner at the Asylum Hotel down the street, which is definitely haunted. The Asylum Hotel used to be an old hospital, and it's reported that over 3,000 people have died there in the short amount of time that it was a hospital. It's now been turned into a hotel and restaurant, which actually has some pretty decent food. A full list of all the places we visited in Sedona and Jerome are in the description, with links to our Airbnb as well in case you're interested in staying at the haunted house in Jerome. Comment down below, would you guys stay in this house? Thanks for watching, guys. Like, subscribe, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Thank you.